Good morning, Coach Withers. How are you?
Good morning. Doing well.
Okay, thanks again for taking some time this morning to join us. Coach, before we get to questions from the media, please, can you just get us started with your thoughts on last week's game against Wyoming?
Well, obviously, we didn't play well enough to win the game. We played a very talented Wyoming team. Its program's grown, and Coach Bowles done a really nice job of getting that program where it is. In that ball game, if you take 3 or 4 plays out of that ball game, 2 offensive mistakes that give up 14 points and a kickoff return, it may be a different ball game. Not saying that we'd win the ball game, but we played better. I mean, it looks better on video and on paper. But you can't take those plays away, and you've got to make those plays. So just another growing process for our football team.
And, Coach, your upcoming game is against ULM at home. What have you seen from the Warhawks so far this season?
Well, obviously they're scoring a bunch of points. They're scoring something around 39 points a game. So we've got to do a really good job defensively. I think they spread you out. They do some nice things. I really like the quarterback, Evans, and they're doing some good things. They've got a couple offensive linemen that I really think are good players. So we've got to do a really good job of stopping the run game. Derek Gore is a talented running back. Marcus Green is a talented inside receiver and kick returner. Obviously, he's the Sun Belt Special Teams Player of the Week. Defensively, we've got to find a way to generate the run game and score some points for our offense to match what they do on offense.
Well, Coach, last week, as you mentioned, the run game was of particular focus, it seemed, for your team, 52 rushing attempts for 135 yards. What's the key to establishing the run game against ULM?
Well, consistency up front in our offensive line is really important. We've been very inconsistent the last 2 weeks. Even though we rushed for a good amount of yards, we left a ton of yards on the field last Saturday against Wyoming, and just because of one guy missing an assignment here and there. So we have to be better as far as finishing blocks and making the right blocks. And if we can do that, I think, that's going to be important for us moving forward as we get into conference play, being able to run the football consistently.
Coach, your team has played one conference game already, but now you almost turned the page on non-conference action with it being finished for the year. Is this a time for your team to refocus? Yeah,
I think so. And we had that meeting yesterday about new season and about a more determined mindset and focus of a season. We just played 3 of our last 4 opponents played in conference championship games or won their conference, including App State, obviously, in that mix. Now it's a chance for us to get into our conference and really focus on what we do well, try to enhance that, make it better, and try to be a better football team.
Coach, defensively, who stood out to you in Wyoming? And for this next upcoming game, who do you look to provide some leadership against ULM?
Well, I think our 2 inside linebackers are playing pretty well. Gabe Lloyd and Brian London. They had very consistent and steady ball games for us. We were able to hold Wyoming under 100 yards rushing, something like 84 yards rushing. And I thought our overall defensively up front, the front step, we played well. Those 2 guys stand out more than anybody else. We're going to need for those guys to continue to be better and help our defense. Offensively, Damian Williams, we need some more consistency out of him. Hopefully we get a couple receivers back. We were down 2 receivers going in that ball game. And then obviously Aaron Brewer up front got to help stabilize our offensive line and get them to play in a consistent manner.
Well, Coach, thank you very much for your time this morning. We appreciate it as always.
All right, thank you.
All right, thanks again.